Welcome back. Now, you wouldn't consider pork chops as a low-calorie meal, but since it's January, we're putting a much healthier spin on Homer Simpson's favourite dinner.
That's right. Tara Walker from East Coast Cookery School joins us once again. Happy New Year to you, Tara.
Happy New Year, Tara.
Guys, yes.
So we're kicking off the new year with pork.
Yes, so these are lovely, very, very lean pork chops. There's a little bit of crackling on the outside, but you probably won't kind of eat that. And
Oh, we will.
okay,
Yeah,
well, you guys might. But what we're doing is we're kind of preparing it with a nice sort of lighter option, sort of almost Italian style. So I've got cannellini beans, rosemary, sage, lemon, and it's actually a really quick and easy little recipe to do. I have beautiful olive-fed pork from the Boyne Valley region.
Pork.
Yes, so this is a chap, he rears his pigs and he feeds them. So when olive oil is pressed, the leftovers, the pulp is imported, and he feeds the pigs that. So there's a great flavour from it, I have to say.
And is that what it does to the meat? It's flavour, or is it
flavour
texture?
for me more flavour, yeah.
Okay.
And I have to say, for this dish, like you do need. I'm not someone who says you have to go free range organic all the time, but for this particular dish, try and get the best pork you can get. So if you can get a free range pork, because the pork chop itself is kind of the star of the show here. So if it's not a great quality one, you know, you're going to miss out on the flavour and the texture and everything. So I'm just popping some salt and pepper and olive oil generously onto my pork chops, brushing them on. And this was actually from a whole loin. So I had a whole loin at Christmas time, which I roasted whole, and then I've just cut the chops off myself here. And I have my pan good and hot. We want to hear a bit of a sizzle. There we go. Pop it on, and I'm going to heat that even a little bit more, because I want to really caramelise the outside of the pork chops and let them stay nice and kind of moist at the centre. So there I have, you might just pop that there for me, thanks so much. I have the other side then, a little bit of the olive oil and the salt that was left behind on the plate, just pop that on. And then I'm just going to show you, so Simon, thank you very much. You peeled some whole cloves of garlic for me there.
The least I could do.
Thank you very much.
Is there any thinking behind oiling the meat instead of the pan?
Yes, because we don't want the pan to kind of start burning, because I'm using olive oil here, and I do want olive oil because it's a bit lighter in this situation. And the thing is, the olive oil can actually kind of burn on the pan before the pan is hot enough. So I always put the fat onto the protein. So whether it's on even a piece of fish, I'll pop the butter onto the fish. I'll butter it like a slice of toast. Or a steak, or a piece of chicken, whatever you have there.
Rather than the pan.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm just throwing another clove of garlic in there. And we'll turn that over now. And we're going to let it rest on a plate then in a minute. So here we go. So get that nice caramelisation going. And then in the meantime, I have some lemon and some rosemary. So I'm just kind of very roughly popping the rosemary in like this.
Would normally be a bedfellow of lamb, wouldn't it?
It would, but it works well with cannellini beans actually as well.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so we're using the cannellini beans whole today, but another nice little, you know, now that we're in January and everybody's thinking about healthier eating and lighter eating, a lovely little dish to do is pop your garlic and rosemary onto the pan. This is now without the pork. Cannellini beans in. Mix them all around, warm them through, and then mash them. And use that as mash instead of mashed potato.
Very good,
That's lovely with a steak or something like that, and that bit lighter.
Healthy.
Would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And I have a little bit of sage here as well, optional, but pork and sage, obviously, as you say, good bedfellows there. Pop that in. And then I'm going to just take my pork steaks off to rest for a minute, pork chops, just for a moment. There we go. They're looking lovely.
Nice colour.
We're going to keep cooking them a little bit more, but I'm just going to pop my cannellini beans in.
Yeah, so people aren't to be nervous now because they're going to get another cooking
Oh,
as well.
absolutely, yeah. So you can see here there's nice juices in the bottom of the pan there from the pork. And I'm just throwing my cannellini beans in there.
All right, keeping it up nice and high as well.
Yeah, exactly. Mix that all around. Deglaze with a little bit of white wine. There we go. So again, getting those nice... Now, ordinarily, we'd leave the pork a little bit longer just to let it caramelise a little bit more. But not much longer, to be fair, just another minute or so. And there's essentially our sauce there, guys, OK? So squeezing some lemon in. And then pop the lemon in there.
So it'll keep giving out its flavour.
Exactly. Pop the pork back on. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit more rosemary in. And we're going to pop that into the oven just for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the thickness of your pork chops.
And what sort of temperature would you have?
Yeah,
in the oven
about 180 to
okay.
200.
For 5
yeah.
minutes?
Yeah, exactly, for about 5 minutes, depending again on the thickness of your pork chops. Like, this is quite a thick one, so this will definitely need a good 5 minutes.
Magic.
So let's pop that in.
Smell of that garlic, the white wine.
With the wine
lemon.
particularly,
Isn't
yeah.
it good?
And the sage as well, you can smell it.
And you can just
Beautiful.
get that lovely smell in your kitchen then. It just gets the appetite going. And here's one I made earlier. And what's nice to do then is just squish the garlic down, if you can, a little bit.
And the beans.
And a little bit, just a little bit.
Rustic.
And absolutely, let's serve that up now with our lovely
I
cannellini
was
beans.
hungry before, but with the smell of that cooking makes you
Yeah,
more hungry,
and
doesn't it?
I don't think I've ever tasted anything like this, certainly as a combination. Those beans, when they come from the tin, they do need to be cooked, do they, in some way, shape or
Well,
form?
they're cooked already.
Are
They
they?
only
Okay.
really just need to be warmed up.
Reheated, really, yeah.
I mean, you could do a little cannellini bean salad with them, you know, and you wouldn't need to even cook it then at all,
Gotcha.
you know. And let's squeeze. So this lemon is lovely and warm now, and it has also absorbed some of the juices there on the pan. So let's get that served up.
That's
and
my
a little
happy,
bit of
Gearing up,
rosemary.
Simon.
my happy dance.
Move that
A
down.
little bit of garnish there.
Right, there, don't jump in, kiddo.
Now, hang on, before we do, does this white wine void our dry January attempts?
No, because
you
all the
cooked all the
alcohol is cooked
alcohol
off. Yeah.
Even if you said yes, I wasn't not going to eat it.
All the alcohol's being burnt off it, so you're just getting the flavour of the wine.
It looks...
Isn't that right?
It looks beautiful.
And cannellini beans are something that I every time someone cooks them, I go, God, I must get that.
Yeah.
It's one of those ingredients I never think I get.
Such a handy
There's so many things
ingredient.
you can do
Yeah,
with them.
absolutely. Yeah.
And they're lovely and squishy,
Would they be
aren't
handy
Yeah.
for soups and that?
Soups, yeah, and you can blitz them through in a soup. Salads, again, do you know they're lovely with a warm tuna salad? So you have your tin of tuna, your tin of cannellini beans, some fresh salad ingredients, and pop them all together, and there's great protein in them. And of course, with this dish, you could just toss a few green beans, maybe some long stem broccoli, a little bit of rocket through it as well, just to give you a bit of veg in there as
You can
well.
understand why you could use that as a substitute for mash, couldn't you?
because
Same consistency as
And
a
it's
mashed
going to fill you
potato.
up as well. You can
And
tell
hopefully
that
it's
too.
absorbed all those juices from the pork and from the
The
wine
very
and the
lemony,
lemon.
yeah. Lovely. Happy days. Thank you, Tara.
It's beautiful, Tara. Thank you very much. Full recipe details are up on our website, as always, or you can check out Tara's book. It's called Good Food, No Stress
Open our
for
web
More.
spot. What